guys, welcome back to another episode of Today with Ray. I'm your host, Rhema T, and this is the show that highlights everyday entrepreneurs. This week, guys, I'm so excited to share their story. I'm here with Lyndi and Jennifer from Archie Wells. If you're new to the journey, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you'll be the first one to know when this episode comes out and how to support this business. Guys, I have to share a little backstory of why I'm so excited to talk to them. So, a year, maybe 2 years ago?
It was definitely last year.
Okay, definitely last year. Okay, last year vibes seems like so long ago already. Look, I met them and I was totally in love. I'm a big candle aficionado. Like, I love candles. I went to their table. I'm like smelling everything. Lyndi goes back into this beautiful story, and I'm like, ma'am, you're going to make me buy this whole table. Like, I can't right now. I want to, but I really want you to come on my show to do what you just did to make me buy like 3 candles. So here they are. I'm so excited. Lyndi, Jennifer, how are y'all?
Doing fun today.
Yeah, it's definitely a good day to talk about your business, of course. I'm going to open up. Tell us a little bit about yourself and how you guys became entrepreneurs.
Yeah, first, about us, we are best friends from college, which is...
We're not going to say how far that is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of years there. But that's how we met.
Yeah.
We moved to Wilmington a couple years ago, and this was still in COVID. We were kind of towards the end of COVID.
Okay.
And we both knew we wanted to leave, like, our corporate jobs. We wanted to work for ourselves, and we had some savings and things. We just played. We took that time to be really creative because that's who we are. And then that's kind of how Archer came about. Jenny is asthmatic, and I'm really prone to migraines.
Yeah.
So we love fragrance, but there's a lot of, like, we can't do, like, Bath and Body Works stuff. It is very overwhelming for us. And so we're like, okay, well, let's just play. Like, this can't be, it can't be that hard to make a candle. And a couple years into this, we are like, well, we were wrong. We were wrong about that.
Right.
But in the best way possible. We learned so much, and we were able to create things that healthily fulfill a need that is hard to find in this industry.
Absolutely.
There's like a ton of non-existent regulations for fragrance, which was fun.
Or, you would at least kind of expect, they're going to be passed by, some kind of, big, overhead FDA kind of level. And actually, there is no regulation. You don't have to claim a lot of things.
Wow.
You don't have to disclose what you put in there because it's protected over, like, proprietary business recipes.
I didn't know
rather
that.
than over health. So we kind of looked at it like, man, we've been spending I don't know how much money at quite a few prevalent, retail stores buying candles that are made, $2 to the jar and have all these really, really bad things you shouldn't be inhaling in them. So we were like, if we're going to build this going forward, pure undiluted ingredients, we wanted it to be the freshest, we wanted it to be the cleanest, we wanted it to feel that, like, this can be a little bit of luxury in your routine that you deserve every day. And so that's kind of how it came about.
We just wanted to be the brand we didn't see represented. So
I always love hearing a story when you're fulfilling a gap that you see and not so much complaining, but really stepping into that role to say, hey, I'm going to fix the problem. I see that there's a need and I'm just going to dive into it. Jennifer, can you tell us how the name itself, Archie B. Wells, came about?
So Archer B. Well, we played with quite a few different names.
Yeah.
And we both knew that we didn't want our, you know, our names in it. Like, and we didn't want it to be like, Happy Sniffs or something like that either. We wanted something where, as a business, this can grow into other things under the umbrella.
Right.
And we knew that we wanted that luxury feel, and a lot of luxury brands do have, you know, prominent names and so on and so forth. So both mine and Lyndi's last name is of like Germanic descent. And so essentially I took them and I rewrote them into English, and her last name stands for Archer, and mine stands for Wellgiver, and both start with a B. So we kind of were like, Archer Be Well would be the perfect personification of like the sophisticated guy that wants you to make sure you're treated well every day.
Yeah.
And so that's how it came about.
The actual man in our life.
Yeah. Correct. So he's there figuratively. He's there like he's our spirit animal, shall you say. We're like, okay, is this Archer though? And that helps us with a lot of our business decisions.
That is an incredible story that it really is a combination of a unison between both of you guys.
Absolutely.
That was so smart.
Yeah.
Here I am today with Ray. I love it. But like that
Phenomenal.
It's a phenomenal name. I mean, it's catchy and everything. But to have that really deep rooted, to even go back to your Germanic roots of your last name, incredible. And I think the personification of Archer is beautiful, and it definitely correlates right into your candles and the artists that's behind the scenes. It really is poured literally and figuratively into their candles. I want to talk about a few of your lines that you have. Guys, we have the product on the table. In the second half, we're going to be smelling, we're going to be talking about everything, but I do want to talk about real quick some of the different lines that you have and how it really curates into the clean products that you use going into your candles. That was a loaded question. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine. Well, each collection is just like our business, a mix of the two of us. Lyndi is a lot more of our, I will get it made, I will get it done. All of our concrete vessels are handmade by her. Everything is done with eco in mind and reuse in mind, even down to using earth-safe sealants to give it that extra longevity. And I have always loved how fragrance impacts us on like a personal, mental, memorable kind of level, and it's subjective to everyone.
Yeah.
What I think smells horrible, she might absolutely love.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely have moments where that happens too. Like, this is not my flavor, but it's definitely yours.
Yeah.
But I like it because I'm a bit more of like a wordsmith. I like the idea of how it looks as a brand and what the labeling does and that story that you get behind each scent, which I'm sure, as you said, you fell in love with the story.
Yeah, I did.
The whole table.
I did.
And Lyndi allows me to do that. She ends up taking on like a lot of the physical things of, nope, we got this, we're rolling, this is going to be ready in a couple of days here. And I get to say, okay, well, I'm imagining this for our next collection drop. We're going to have this, this, and this will be the exclusive. What do you think about these names and these fragrances? And we do take it out of like our everyday lives. Like if we're traveling or even if we're just walking in the park, one of our biggest collections locally is called Carolina Crush. It's everything we love about home.
Wow.
And it's got 5 wonderful fragrances, but, you know, each one of us has our own favorite.
Yeah, of course.
We have different places we like to be or moments that, and that collection really speaks to that specifically.
But yeah, she'll let me make a list of, 20, 30 names, and we'll slowly but surely find what fits.
Right.
And we kind of work backwards in the sense that we find the collection and the ideal story we want to, present, and then we find the names that match, and then the fragrances. We don't go the other way of, hey, our supplier has given us these fragrances for this season as their new distributors, and we're just going to take the generic name and run with it. Everybody can have Fraser Fir. Everybody can have vanilla and lavender. But you can't have Gothic moonlight for Hocus Pocus season.
Right.
You know, like,
Right.
you know, you're gonna go party at the castle with Dracula.
Yeah.
Let's go. It's a little frosty. It's chilly. It's eerie. But with Carolina Crush, like her favorite is Southern Sunshine.
Oh, there is something about, okay, so we're from the north, but there's something about being in the south that, like, the warmth that you get off the sun down here is there. Yeah, I was like, we need that and a candle.
And a
that
candle
needs to be captured.
Right.
Which is fun because it adds the challenge to me of, like, how do I capture that moment you feel the sun, like, kissing your skin?
Ooh.
And, like, is it that warmth of that basking, like, you don't want to let it go? You slow down for a moment because, oh, sorry, sun time.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It's very perceptual where you can say it takes you to that very moment of, oh, this was the best day on wherever you're at, where the sun was just perfect, and it was, I totally understand that.
Yes. Whereas, like, my favorite in that collection is called Pining for You.
Okay.
It's kind of just the entendre of, I wanted to drop you right in the middle of the mountains near Asheville.
Got it.
And I want you to smell, like, the pine needle and the moss under your feet and have that calming, crisp, you know, sense of you're where you need to be, and nature's telling you you're where you need to be. And everybody loves it during Christmas time. It's clearly one of our evergreen scents, and I'm not going to lie, I'm an evergreen girl.
Yeah.
But it's just so great to see, like, what turns into each person's favorite. And, like, today we brought In Your Element, which is another big, really popular collection of ours.
Yes.
And couldn't do much with the names. It's air, water, fire, and earth. But it's okay, how do I get this candle to manifest the element, but also the personality or the zodiac if we want to go that direction, too.
Right.
So we had to get a lot of approvals for those fragrances.
Yeah.
Yes, which that collection is always fun, too, because anytime somebody picks those up, they're immediately talking about their sign. Well, what, am I an earth sign, or what sign am I? And most of the time, not all the time, most of the time people like their scent.
Yeah.
So, like, if you are an earth sign, you like that one the best. It means we did our job, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, okay, this is great. This is perfect.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I met you guys and I was smelling those, I was like, you know, I'm a Gemini, so I'm like, is that an air sign? Is that an earth sign? And I can attest that each sign or element really does give off exactly what it's meant to give. Like, can you talk to us, Lyndi, about the creation into the vessel itself?
Yes. So there's so much that goes into that. A ton of research, first of all. There's like a ton of online community about vessel making, or even just like the trays are a totally different thing than the candles themselves, because they have to be flame safe, right?
Right.
So you have to have the right consistency on top of, like, there are tons of different ways to color them. So I have a whole process to get them to look certain ways. So I'm trying to do a solid color. I'm going with a specific consistency, and then adding in that color into the concrete itself. But there are people that will add it on top, or there's different textures. I didn't bring anything like that today, but you can put, like, gold leaf in them or on them, and metallic pigments and different paint and stuff. There's all kinds of different things you can do with them. So for me, I'm always, like, playing and doing something new, and Jen is going, wind that back just a little bit. Like, this is amazing, but, like, this is what the collection looks like, so you can continue to play, but maybe that doesn't fit in this collection. So I am always playing with texture and color, and it just depends on, like, for In Your Element, we wanted it to be very fluid, because all of the elements just...
They change and they collaborate with each other.
Right.
There's so much movement, and so... blending colors, like you can kind of see in the air there, was really, it was difficult at first. A whole thing on, like, getting them to show that movement.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it other than it's a whole process just to get it to do something like that. Because it doesn't want to. It's not in its nature. It's like, I just want to sit. And so there's lots of tapping, and it's not just a pour and, oh, it's done. There's a whole process. Goes into it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And we are going to celebrate that process on the other half of this episode. Again, we're here with Jennifer and Lyndi. We have the visionary and the doer duo pack right here. We're going to take a quick break. We'll see you soon. Hey guys, it's me, Rhema T. Have you been loving the content from Today with Ray? Well, while I'm working on season 4, make sure you head to the YouTube page and watch all the previous seasons. There's so many gems, so many inspiring stories, so make sure you head there. Oh, and don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Hey guys, we're back. While we were taking a commercial break, me and Vance literally got a science chemistry lesson on everything candles. I'm not going to make them repeat themselves, but I will encourage you guys, if you're here in Wilmington, North Carolina, or the surrounding areas, please go to one of their candle pouring classes so that you can learn that this isn't just pouring wax in a cup, guys. There was so much science that Vance and I learned off camera where I'm blown away, and no pun intended, but I really want to get into the products that they have on display for us. You kind of talked about the 2 element lines that you brought. And Lyndi, I really just want you to do your thing and tell us about these candles we have here.
Yes. So, well, Jenny is an amazing storyteller, so I feel like she's
okay.
better at collection. The Carolina Crush collection, which we brought in some wax melts, and I think one of the room sprays. That collection is all about our love for our home here in North Carolina. So each fragrance kind of tells a story about a different place that each of us love, or both of us love. The In Your Element collection is about each element kind of stands on its own. We all relate maybe in a zodiac way.
Yeah.
But together they're really beautiful. They create beautiful things. Mm-hmm. So, and then I don't know. We have a lot of collections coming too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do we want to talk about any new collections?
We can.
Well, we decided as part of our 2024 plan, yay for a new year.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring in a whole lot of new stuff. So. Even last year, Lyndi and I were working on our signature collection, the collection that, to me, doesn't need a season. It doesn't need even, shall you say, a special event or anything. It's about the inner callings to you. It's about finding what fits you for what you're doing in your life, whether it is reuniting with a dear friend, or, shall you say, taking charge and putting more force of fate into your future, and what all that looks like. So we are going to be actually dropping 6 signature fragrances this year.
Oh my gosh.
And they will be in all sorts of distribution methods. So clearly we did what we knew best last year, which was candle making.
Right.
But Archer Be Well is very much a fragrance and home decor company. We want you to be able to enjoy our fragrances and what we've cultivated in any way that you want. We've had so many people, and really the feedback that we get from shoppers and just general obsessive lovers of Archer Be Well is that, man, I love this and I love your candles, but sometimes I just need something a little faster, or I have children and or cats, or
no
anything.
open flames.
Open flames are just not for our household. So we've really been able to kind of look at what we're changing in 24 to do that.
Okay.
So we will still have our candles. They're one of our staples, and people absolutely love them. All of our concrete ones, which Lyndi makes in-house, will be part of our refill program. So it's our green initiative of, if you bring it back to our shop, we will get it refilled at a discount. And
Okay.
if you trust our blending abilities enough, it could just be the same fragrance, or it can be something new that you're just in the mood for. I'm excited to try this, or
Yeah.
hey, I love what you guys make. Just wing it for me. We've had so many of those as well.
Yes.
But we introduced room sprays at the last half of 23. We will be dropping room sprays for every single thing that we make
Okay.
in this coming year, as well as wax melts. We kind of reintroduced and rebranded them. They're now in a new like resealable package, and they're heart-shaped, so you can pour to your heart's content.
I love that.
Because every wax melter that people have is a different size and a
Right.
different shape. And the last thing I want is you having to, chop a portion off of a square or something like that.
Yeah.
And we like to think ahead in the sense that they're resealable bags. So if you're like me and I like to change my fragrance every 3 days, you can
same.
just take the wax melt puck out and drop it back in the bag, and it will still seal it for freshness.
I love that.
Everything's built so that it's on your time and when you want it. We're going to be dropping for the signature collection reed diffusers as well.
Okay. Oh my gosh, guys.
And we might not get by the end of the year into perfume and cologne.
Oh
That
my
takes a
gosh,
lot
guys.
of testing for us. So
I would love that.
Yes.
That's
Very
so exciting.
So that's on the fragrance side. And on the home decor side, as you can see, Lyndi's brought a few things. We're starting to branch out into trays and new exclusive vessel shapes, and she's got a lot of other fun things up her sleeve. We're starting to go into pillar candles as well.
Ooh.
And when it comes to 2024, we've committed that we will be doing small boutique batches of a new collection every month for you.
Oh my gosh, these ladies are busy, guys. How do you do it all? But okay, new collection coming. I'm sorry, I'm just so excited for you guys.
It's, go, go, go.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. The boutique collections do make that a little bit easier because they're limited quantities. So
Absolutely.
it is just snatch them while I have them because I'm already working on the next
Right.
thing. So, which is exciting because it keeps us
Yeah.
creative. It's that piece that I think we fell in love with it is just being creative.
Being able to constantly say, oh, okay, we got something new. And
Yes.
then being able to think about the next thing and the next thing, which I love for you guys because not many creators get to always create.
Yes.
They find their niche or their lane and they find that people love it. And then they're like, okay, I'm just kind of stuck here for like the long haul because let's all be real right now. The bills have to be paid. So when you find like, okay, I'm a creative, but like I've created this one thing that works, it's almost like, do I venture to number 2? Like, does it flop or whatever? So I love that for you guys that you're like, at the end of the day, I'm a creator and that's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
Love that.
Yeah. Always venture. Venture to number 2, venture to number 10. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Always do it.
We joke that it's kind of like cooking, right? That like, okay, you can have your whatever dish, but you can try new seasoning or whatever.
Right.
And our fragrances to us are like flavors. And she'll stick something in my face and I'll go, no, it needs more salt. And she knows exactly what I mean. Like it doesn't literally need salt, right? But it's not quite the right blend.
It doesn't blend exactly. And she lets me know when, okay, we need to let go of this a little bit. So we're not going to be doing, we usually in 23, we dropped 4 to 5 fragrances in each collection. The boutiques are going to have 2 or 3, and they're going to be in all different shapes and sizes. So, hey, if you went in a wax melt, perfect. But if we're only making so many wax melt packs for that collection, if you love it and you know you're going to want it for a while, I'd recommend buying 2, 3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would grab them
Stock
because we're not, they will have one drop and then that'll
That's
be it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what they're not so casually saying is it's a competition, guys. Make sure when you watch this episode, all of their links will be in the description. You go and you pre-order everything so that you can be one of the few that say, I have this boutique blend.
or come to a class and blend your own, because everybody's nose is different. So we hope that everybody falls in love with all of our boutique stuff.
Of course.
In the event that it's just not your flavor, come make your own. That there's so much fun in that too. So
we're doing classes every Wednesday night, and we do 2 classes each during that time, kind of to give you something to look forward to in the midweek. Maybe have that, like, man, Monday was just mean. Yeah. And Tuesday was a temper tantrum. Like, can Wednesday just slow down a little bit? And sometimes having that little bit of time to yourself to create something really does let you reset and be like, yeah, okay, I got this Thursday, Friday, let's go.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited to open that up. Also, I guess we kind of forgot to mention the new storefront.
I was waiting. I was going to get there, but I wanted you guys to do it.
Yes.
So, yes, as they're saying, on top of everything else that these ladies are hustling and bustling and doing, they are officially going to open up their storefront.
Yes, we actually have hours now.
Yeah.
So we have specific hours for January.
Okay.
I think February will kind of stabilize and
our full hours for 24.
So
January's been January. Let's just
say that. We're still under like a hair of construction too. So and I've been doing all of that work as well. So it's like I'm making and then fixing the space up too. So I think hopefully come February that'll be officially settled, but in the meantime it's still shoppable. We're still open.
Awesome.
So
I'm so happy for you guys. Look, when they came in, when we were talking off camera, I just couldn't stop smiling because I'm like, you guys are doing everything that your heart's desiring and play with the heart-shaped wax candle melts. But
they're so cute, right?
They are really, really cute. I do have one last question for you guys both. I like to ask everyone, what advice would you give someone that's looking to be an entrepreneur? Yeah, that's a heavy question, I know.
I feel like you already have an answer for this.
I do.
So she always has the answer.
Let's hear it.
So I have a bit more of like a business background with my education and my corporate experience. And to me, a lot of times, my 2 things would be understand that it is not going to be pretty and you are going to cry and it is going to be frustrating and you're going to realize how much you do not know. But that's also a very joyful thing. Make a business plan. Make a very solid business plan. I'm not saying here's my paragraph of what I want to work. Make a 15-page business plan of this is how I'm going to do this. This is what my plan is. This is what my target market is. This is what's going to make me unique with my product or products, because you might want to do more than one.
Right.
But if you do not take your entrepreneurship seriously to that degree, how do you expect anybody else to take you to that degree?
Absolutely. That's a great answer.
Have goals. Have plans. Have not, oh, I got my first sale. Yay. That is amazing thing to... I remember when we celebrated about that. But we also had an entire structure of, by this time, we want to be able to sell this much.
Right.
You know, and what that kind of work behind the scenes looks like and what you have to sacrifice for that, you have to understand it's not pretty.
I think I like your advice. I think I have one of my own.
Yeah, of course.
To just start. Because
that's a good one.
Started when I really wanted to, had I really started working on a business plan when I wanted to, I feel like this would have happened for us probably 10 to 15 years before.
Got it.
And if I think about the 10 to 15 year window that Archer could be now, I just start. Even if you're working a full-time job, if you love something and you're passionate about it, take your extra time from your day. I don't care if it's an hour. I don't care if it's 30 minutes. Put that into research. Put that into, like, physically working on something if you're creative with your hands. But just start, because you will thank your future self will thank you for actually doing something.
Yeah. I love both of you guys' answers. It's so interesting. When I start recording, I tend to see the pattern of the answers that people are giving, and a lot of the theme behind this season is like, get your house in order and make sure you have all of the paperwork side, because that's so important. But Lyndi, your answer was so inspiring, because you can't wait for everything to be perfect all the time, that you just have to take the leap of faith and just start somewhere. It may not look like this grand first sale thing, but the research behind it, or if you're creative with your hands, to just start. Both of those answers were so beautiful, guys. I hope that you found something out of this episode. If nothing else, you found the best candles here in Wilmington, of course. So with that being said, that's my episode. I want to thank Lyndi and Jen for coming out. Archer B. Wells. Yes, this camera. Yep, I have my producer that's telling me I need to look at this camera, guys. I want to thank them for coming out. I want to thank Elevate Co-working for this beautiful space. Vance, my bossy producer that's telling me to look at this camera, I want to thank him so much. And of course you for watching this episode. I'm Rhema T. Until next time, make sure you go and support a local business. Bye. Hey guys, it's me, Rhema T, and I hope at the end of this episode you felt super inspired to shop within your local community. But make sure to tune in next week, where I'll have another entrepreneur to talk about their journey, here only on YouTube.